I hear them choppers. Good afternoon, everyone. And this is the Bob Randall and Company live preview show for Monday, June 19th. This is episode 20. And at this time, let's say hello to my fantastic, magical co host over here, Randall Santa Checker Lee.
Hey everybody, great to see everybody. Oh, so good to be back. I just want to take a second and thank, of course, Scott. I got to turn this down. Sorry, my phone's on. There we go. I was getting double feedback. Oh, I forgot. Like you said, I got to thank Scott again for filling in for me last week. Thank you, Scott, so very much for filling in. It's kind of last minute. I was actually helping a magician friend that didn't know if he could make it to his show, so that's what I did. But thank you, Scott, for filling in. Great to see everybody. Welcome, welcome, Bob. Thank you again for. I tell you, I got to figure out how I'm going to send that money and that much money in the mail for those introductions. I don't know. That's going to buy you a new house one of these days. So how are you? How's it going? Now we have. I shouldn't say this. We have HE Double Toothpicks, Michigan, but you have that when it comes to heat down there, from what I hear.
We do. We do. The taps got turned off this week. And of course, in June, when that happens, instantly we go into the heat of summer. Summer is here in full swing. We've been around 100 or more the last few days. Heat index around 110 to 112 because of all the moisture that was in the air from all the rain that we've had. And I was just telling Randy just before we went on air about 25, 30 minutes ago, our air conditioner started blowing hot air. Our outside unit is not coming on. So bear with me. I may overheat here. I may start freaking out on everybody. But anyway, here we are and we're here. Yes, I got my fluid with me right here. Going to keep that going. And after the show's over with, I'm going to go out and look. I have a feeling it's probably the startup capacitor on my outside unit. I've had to deal with that before. It's always the first place I look. So, all right. So, hey, you know what, Randy? We got a special guest that's going to be joining us today. So, at this time, let's bring in Mr. Ben Bellhorn.
Hey, everybody.
Hey Ben,
Hi,
great to
Ben.
see you. Long time no see. What has it been? About 36 hours since
Right, almost there, just about.
live.
Now, you got time to hang out with us during the show, right, Ben?
Yes, I do. I made
You're in
time.
no hurry. Okay, well, just hang out with us. We're going to kind of help let you be, part of the show all day. Your portion that we're going to do is towards the center of the show. We always like to do important uh, announcements and that sort of thing, kind of towards the middle. That's where the bulk of your audience will be. Too early, people haven't joined yet. Too late, people start dropping out. So let's do it towards the center. All right, Randy. So you didn't tell me how your weather was.
Man, I tell you, I shouldn't say this because you got some rough stuff. We've been in 75 to 80 during the day and upper 60s at night, and we finally got a little rain for a day and a half the other day. It's kind of scaring me in Michigan here. I'm kind of getting scared. It's there's a payback somewhere because it's been beautiful for the past couple of weeks. It's been fantastic. So
So you know how weather patterns are; they will change if you wait long enough. Ben, I assume your weather is probably pretty close to Randy since you're not that many miles away.
It's just you're getting a little bit of sprinkles, just enough to turn the wipers on and then turn back off, and it's warm, so it's
Now,
nice.
I got a question for you, Ben, and I hope I'm not overstepping my bounds here. But how's Logan?
He's doing great. Are you talking about Logan or Bailey?
Which other one that was having the problems with the cancer?
So it's Bailey. He's actually doing
Okay.
great. Also, he's had 2 chemo treatments, and he had a big tumor on his neck, and it's not visible anymore. That's the doctors and the prayers from all of you. It's just he's doing good, eating a lot. I forgot how much he ate.
Yeah, that's a good sign, though. That's a good thing, especially when they're going through treatment. A lot of times you don't have much of an appetite. It keeps your stomach kind of turned upside down. So that's good news. That's good news.
So this
And
morning,
you said Logan's doing fine, so we're
yeah,
good there
yeah,
too.
yeah,
Fantastic.
and we'll say CJ's doing well also, and Melissa.
Very
This
good.
morning,
Very
Bailey came downstairs, and I asked what he's doing, and he said he's making breakfast. I said, "What are you having?" He said, "Leftovers." I said, "What are you having though?" And French toast and pork chops. I said, "Well, okay."
that's
Gotta
a
love it.
combo. Yeah,
Gotta
that's
love it.
So there's no leftovers in the fridge anymore. Every night they're gone.
where's the apple shop?
Fantastic. So Rex has got a question for you, Randy. Did the new gutters covers work for you when it rained?
Yes, they did, Rex. Thanks for asking. Yeah, I don't have my carport's not flooded anymore, and it's not drenching all the beds that go along the thing. Yeah, they worth every penny. Worth every penny getting somebody up on the roof to do that stuff and screw down them covers. Really, I recommend gutter covers. This new house, I never had gutters in the other house, so I didn't know the difference. But get them on.
Got a comment there from Jeff McMullen, our friend, says that prayers, eating is a great sign. He's been through treatment, and so that's a good thing, Ben.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, hey, at this point, let's go ahead and let's jump into that something burger since we're talking about eating, and this will be a good lead in for that. Every time that comes on, I have to reach over and turn my volume down. We need to go in there and edit that volume. I think it's pretty loud. All right. So at this point, this is our audience participation point of the show. As always, we reach out to you guys and get your opinion on hot topics of the day. And as fashion has it, we always go to Randy first. So over to you, Randy.
Man, lucky guy. You guys will be first anyway. You guys will always be first. You'll be first after me, though. But you'll still be first. So don't. So my question is, it's kind of like just finding out how you guys did this. But how did you guys create your backstory of your Mrs. Claus or Santa meeting Mrs. Claus or Mrs. Claus meeting Santa? However, how did you make your backstory? Did you make your backstory like how did you get married? Where did you get married? Did you take it from a TV show? Did you take it from a movie? Your backstory about you and Mrs. Claus? Did you take it from your real life? How did you come up with your backstory for Santa and Mrs. Claus? TV, movie? How did you guys come up with it? I'm just curious because everybody. I was at the CPW 2 weeks ago now, and everybody's got a different way of how they came up with that backstory. So, just curious.
Well, let's ask Ben first, since is our featured guest today with us, and Company, as we call you. So, and Company, how did you come up with yours? What was yours?
I've not had to share mine. So mine has kind of a rough structure. A lot of it is real life, what happened. My wife and I met at the grocery store. We both worked there. And so that's kind of where it goes. And then I've stolen little pieces that I hear something, I like that. And so I've kind of put that back in the back of my head. But I've never actually had to put it out there yet. So...
Yeah, everybody's got a different way. They either take it from like the Baskin and how Santa and Mrs. Jessica met back then, and the TV, the puppet one, or how they So everybody's got an idea. Or some people just did it from their real life. Oh, I met Mrs. Claus in high school. We both went to school, so I'm just curious. That's what. And then,
that's the safe way, Randy. Therefore, that is something that is real life to you, and it's easy to relay that to folks without messing it up, or even the same child comes to see you 2 years in a row and they kind of ask you that same question. You might give one answer one year and another. So if you stick to true life, then it's natural for you. So that's what I do.
Yeah, I think true life is kind of a good, or as close you can to that. And then I'm kind of curious, what is there a date you guys also certain pick? Did you got married on Christmas Day? Or do you use, and Bob's got to reference this, to be safe with the other half, that you said it is your anniversary date, so you don't forget either. Because you could be more in trouble by missing the anniversary date than telling the wrong thing to the child. So
mine would be 8898, be 1798 though instead.
Let's
just
see
curious
here.
what we got here. Facebook, I'm going to have to check here who the Facebook user is there. The real story, it's John. Hi, John. We got a lot of great people on today. Good to see everybody. Dan and Gimme and Ray and Rex. And
that person is going to be Ted Flynn, Randy.
Oh, that's Ted?
Ted, close to my real life.
close to real life, as I remember. That's you remember. Now, Ted, I know you're getting up in years, but I'm sure you remember. But next Facebook user says same thing, real life also. I'm gonna have to go to here.
That would be John Grunwald.
Okay. I only have head elf in charge. Ray, I only have a head elf in charge. Sorry, I'm not. Maybe Ray, you can explain that a little bit more. We can understand what you mean by I only have a head elf in charge, or I guess maybe you, like you're saying, you don't have a Mrs. Claus. Maybe that's what he's trying to say.
Well, well, I don't know if Carolyn performs as Mrs. Claus with him or not. That's something he'll have to explain to us. Does Carolyn perform with you, Ray?
It has never come up, just like Ben said. It's really never come up, and I'm not. And I'm kind of wondering how many times it does come. Probably Jenny Lynn has got probably an answer because it's probably come up plenty of times with her and Carlucci. Maybe how many times that they, of course, their backstory they have about that they met. So I have been married to my Santa. This is actually Kelly. Hi, Kelly. Married to my Santa for over 40 years. November, we met and got married, but never come up. It's never come up. Okay. Maybe it's because like I said, it was brought up at the professional workshop, wasn't it, Ben? Didn't Robert bring it up?
Yeah.
And so that's what brought me to ask the question. But seeing a lot of our people, it really is not a major necessity. I guess we should know it and have an idea because we should be very fluent what our backstory is on everything. But it hasn't come up as often as maybe some people think.
But that's what these segments are all about is opening our eyes up to things we may not have experienced, others have. And just because it hasn't come up, don't mean this year or next year it won't come up. So in Kelly's case, it hasn't come up, but now she will have an idea of how to answer it if it comes up.
Ready.
No,
Hi, Kathy. How are you? Good to see you on here today, dear.
Good to see everybody. Welcome. Closely reels. Remember, I'm going to go on this there.
Ray says Carolyn does not perform with him, so
she's chief elf in charge.
She's chief elf in charge.
Okay, so she's an elf and not Mrs. Claus, which is cool. So then you don't need to worry. You don't need to. But they might even ask if you don't even have a Mrs. Claus, what Mrs. Claus is home. Where's Mrs. Claus? Oh, she's at home. She's taking care of the elves. Well, how'd you guys meet? Well, I always say we met in high school, and Santa went to school. We sometimes didn't do very good. I had a great time. I did a good job painting, but in numbers, but you can do. Then you can take the whole story and go with it. Then, if you don't want to get deep into your backstory, then bounce it off to something else. I know I've done it many times.
But Santa did ace woodwork shop.
Yeah, I aced woodworking shop. Yeah, but
you probably shouldn't say you don't have Mrs. Claus. I think that would bring all kinds of new questions.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I said you probably shouldn't say you don't have Mrs. Claus.
Right. Yeah.
That would
just say Mrs. Claus is at home and she's busy and whatever you say, and then divert your magic physics called misdirection. Then you just start talking about something else fairly quick.
Cookie.
A cookie.
Yeah, when they ask me and not performing alone, I just always say she's back at the North Pole. I'm down here. Her and Bernard are taking care of the business. Bernard oversees production. Mrs. Claus makes sure that everything else is working and in order. We have a direct line if I need to, she needs to call me or Bernard needs to call me. And that way that kind of gives the answer to where she is and why she's not with me.
And then it's always fun if there's a parent there. I was looking then, Dad, Mrs. Claus oversees us too. Of course you pointed Dad and Dad goes, yeah, I understand, So Rex, it says, Rex, I used the Christmas Chronicles one. Cool. Very good. Jeff, hey Rex. Okay. Kelly again, I will probably have something to do with Santa visiting my bakery at the North Pole, sampling. Oh man, you got to talk about cookies already.
There we go, cookies.
God,
all right, looks like we've got all good answers from that. That was a great little segment.
Very good. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Ray said he tends to deflect the subject, which is that's a good. Always use deflection, misdirection, if you need to.
That's what I do too. Because if Mrs. Claus, you don't want to get too in depth with it. She's not there, or you don't have, or you don't feel comfortable with that answer, a question. There's plenty of things Santa can do to misdirect. Plenty of things. DJ Santa here. This goes out to my buddy Bob, Martha. Yeah, stay cool is right. That's Bob.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Parker actually, but he's talking about
Oh,
as DJ Santa. Good answer,
and
Parker. Good
Charlie's
answer.
been married. You've been married 400 years, Charlie. I didn't know that.
Feels like it.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and move on to the second question. If anybody has anything else they want to add to that, you can put it in the comments and we'll pick it back up. But let's go ahead with this next one. This one here is, how many of you had considered pursuing working as Santa and Mrs. Claus 12 months out of the year? I mean, many of us work, July sometimes, Christmas in July. We work those events, in October, November, December with either photographers and then slipping on into our regular season. But so many opportunities to expand at this point as the Santa community tends to grow and more folks are hiring Santas and Mrs. Clauses. Again, Christmas in July, photos with Santa at schools, PTA, PTOs as a charity event is a good idea. If you've never reached out to your Parent Teachers Association or organization, depends on what they're called. Different states call them different things. You can put together a charity event with those folks and help raise money for your local schools, the children at your, if you have grandchildren or children that, are still in school, good way to help out there. That helps promote yourself as Santa. You can also promote yourself for store openings. I think a lot of people have thought about that. That opportunity is not as broad as some of the others that we're suggesting. Uh, Film work. Uh, it seems more and more every day, guys, that different states, Atlanta does a lot of filming. There's a lot of filming going on in New Mexico now, not only California. For a long time, California kind of had the tie to all that. So look into to answering some of those casting calls. If you're not a member of any of your local casting groups, there's Facebook groups out there. Get in them because they're all the time asking for seconds and extras. It's another way to get yourself out there better. Music videos. Gosh, a lot of guys are doing music videos these days. And even if you don't do it in a big production for, uh, you can always do TikTok if you do TikTok or some of the other platforms. Do a little 60-second. Right now, those 60-second shorts is what they're called. YouTube. Everybody's got these little shorts, 60-second shorts. Do a quick video. Get yourself out there. We had Dave Saunders on a few weeks back, and he uses all those platforms, and he does these little 60-second videos, and he just blasts every day. He puts something out on the platforms, and that's really tremendously helped him. What about other characters such as mascots, Easter Bunny, Pirates, Ren Fair, Summer Santa, Casual Water Parks? There's so many opportunities out there. So what I'm asking is, how many of you do those things? What do you do? And what would you consider doing if the opportunity arose? So
I have not done any. I've considered it and I've gotten some inquiries, but I don't want to bleach. So I don't want to be Santa Claus in the summer. My first photographer is the end of August, so I'm already bleaching the beginning of August. And my wife likes the younger me sometimes.
of course,
this is just now finally growing out, and I've considered Easter Bunny, but I haven't gone any farther than just considering it.
I did the Easter Bunny 2 full days at the mall this year, and it was all I could do. I will never ever complain as being a hot Santa again.
Hotter than you are now?
Yeah, really. Hey, this is about what it is in the mall, so I should be used to it, right? Let's see here. Looks like Ray Bradshaw says, "Oh, please no, I do the odd gig from time to time, but I need time away from the red suit to be myself." That's very true. Kelly says, "We do what we can, but the mundane job still needs to be attended until we can retire." That's exactly true, too. Many of us still work, or many folks do. I don't, but I mean, I feel like I do, but Kelly also goes on to say we rent out a water park, Splashing with Santa, once a month during the summer. We have a community sign up, and first 50 signups are allowed in. We have never maxed out. That's great. I know Bob and Beth Collins over at Houghton, Louisiana, did the Splash Kingdom water parks in the Louisiana, East Texas area for a number of years, and they absolutely loved it. They had all kinds of things that they built into their program, and it was an excellent program. Let's see what else we got here. Hey AJ, looks like AJ's joined us.
Ted Flynn has one put up.
Is that the
I'm not.
huh?
He's doing Santa all year round.
But I tend to avoid it because it takes some of the mystique away from the season. Very true. Very, very, very true. You know, a lot of guys have like Ben's approach and Randy's approach. They let their hair go back natural during the summertime. That way, you guys can still kind of be incognito, do other things outside of the Santa world if you need to. I bleached last week for Gordon Bailey's memorial service, so I'm all white again. But I try not to bleach. When I first got into the industry, the first few years, I bleached every 6 weeks religiously, all
I
year
mean,
long,
that's rough
and
on
it
your hair
really,
all year long. That I don't know. I'd probably. I guess if you take care of it properly, you could do it. But I mean,
yeah,
again, like you said, Bob, I try and do my other gigs, and I don't want to look like Santa doing them. I mean, like Ben said, he started. You got in October. Same thing. I just booked a wedding in the middle of October, so I got to bleach a few weeks earlier this year, also than usual. But it's
yeah,
just to let it grow. But movies and stuff like you were saying, you don't have to be totally white or totally bleached usually in a movie and play Santa. I mean, I did a movie about a month ago, and I played I shouldn't say this, but I played a dead guy in a bar. I played a ghost, and I just was me. So there's plenty of opportunities to do, even if you look kind of like Santa throughout the year, that's not being Santa. I always like Christmas in July, I think are always great. And but I've only got one this year again. Thank goodness. I'm just going to spray.
yeah.
Last
Our
year, last
go
year
ahead.
I went and got some pictures of the beach as summer Santa,
Yeah.
and one of the children saw me and they asked, and I told them that my beard tans, and they were okay. They were fine with that.
Yeah. Well, and you can always use the backstory. Always have a backstory for everything, Ben. You can also say, well, all of our Arctic mammals at the North Pole, they turn back natural during the summertime, so they blend in with the landscape. And then in the winter, when it's icy and snowy, and all white outside, then our Arctic fox, our hare, those sort of things all turn white.
Okay.
So again, you can use that as part of your backstory.
And
Our friend Ron McLam over in New Mexico,
oh,
he's sitting in a hotbed. There is, gosh, I want to say maybe 10 to 12 different sets around the Albuquerque, northern and central New Mexico area. And he's been working continuously since Christmas, doing seconds and extra work in a lot of movies. And they wanted him to go back natural. So he's let his go back, and then he has even used some kind of darkener to darken it up temporarily, like a temporary spray for some scenes. But he's actually gotten some, not you wouldn't call them leading roles, but supporting roles, I guess is what you'd say. He's even worked his way into some supporting roles now, doing really well with it. He is having a blast doing it.
yeah, there's plenty of opportunities besides being a mascot or besides being a Easter bunny, that we can do. And like she said earlier, some of us have real jobs. And thank goodness I don't. Thank goodness, I'm knock on wood that I don't. But I mean, I just do my entertainment thing. But I mean, sometimes that's what they have to do throughout the year. So you're not going to be Santa. And it is kind of, I'm sometimes wish I would look Santa all year, but sometimes then I'm glad I'm not, because you got to constantly be, like a friend of mine said many years ago, wow, I can't have a drink. I can't smoke a cigar. I can't do any of those things in public anymore because you're Snow White. You still have to have that persona. You still have to have that look and thought, when I walk in the thing, I don't have to be cute to the children. I'm not going to be mean, but but Bob,
You're
any
not
guy
my
that looks that
age.
white, you have to play the part then, which
Yeah,
is
yeah, that's
really,
that.
it's heartwarming when you see it happen at a store. He's like, but it's 24/7. But there's plenty of opportunities out there if that's what you want to do.
That's why I stay home, and I'm not subjected to that. But when I do go out, I do get a lot of that, and I'll play along for a moment and try to move along, be myself again. Rex says too much to do around my place to do more than the odd appearance at local events. Carl White, which is our guest tomorrow night, as we'll talk more here in a moment. Definitely doing Christmas in July and monitoring and mentoring and responding to casting calls, but there are fewer opportunities out there at other times of the year.
Yeah, I mean, we know our focus is from November, December. We know that, and for 2 weeks in July, really, that is our total focus. The other ones is just would be like the icing on the cake, using our look or using our talents elsewhere. Is I think what we could do. And there's a lot of
Has
talented voices.
another co- comment here. He says, I drop by my own neighborhood's end of school event in summer, Santa attire, to get some photos out on social media. Excuse me. Perfect. Not sure who this is. I work with a preschool and pop in once a month to read a story and let them know that Mrs. Claus is always here for them.
Happy Kate.
Kathy, okay, thank you, Kathy. Great comment.
Earlier, I know I saw Kimmy write a thing about she does a marketplace thing for children on a regular basis, and still does Mrs. Claus this time of year. So, in fact, she did one over the weekend. So, there's is opportunities throughout the year to play the character, even for Mrs. Claus. There is, and because you're no different than being a Mother Goose or a princess, you are just playing the character. And Mrs. Claus is definitely known. Well, I don't know about you to be a princess there, Ben, but I know you thought that was sweet, but I know you got a little warm-hearted there for a minute when I said princess.
I did.
I thought so.
It's like Parker says, I don't have to bleach since my daughter started dating. He turned white naturally. Paul Lovell says, my pastor is trying to get us into nursing homes and group homes for special needs. That's one I did not mention. That is something you can do year round also. Brings great joy to the heart. Uh, I don't know a Santa out there or a Mrs. Claus that hasn't been to a nursing home that wasn't touched in more than one way.
Yeah, it's there's a couple elderly homes here in where I live, real close, and you just walk in and they're between whatever age and the end, and it's like, man, you're just uh it is a great thing to be able to do. Whoever wrote that is it's a great idea. You should really do it. It is very heartwarming. Don't I mean I don't think I can do it
Charlie
every
says, if
day.
kids recognize me even when not wearing red, I tell them I'm out and about checking my nice list. That's a great comeback on that.
My husband said a local casting to a casino. Oh, casino. Kelly said somebody about going to a casino. She said they're interested, but wanted to know we could contact them closer. See, you can't hope the casino doesn't contact you, Kelly, too close to Christmas because you guys are
Yeah.
going to be too busy. And it's surprising how many people don't think, or photographers, get your photos done in September, October, so you're done. Don't wait until November. For one thing, it's hard to get a Santa then, and then it's too late to really almost do the pictures. Sure, it makes it maybe better for us than our bleachers to do it, but uh, like the casino, make that they got to know it. If they're going to make a commercial, they've got to do it in June, July, August.
Yeah,
That's when
that's
they
a
got to do
must.
the Christmas commercial. They've got to make it then, edit it, and so it's ready to show out. I mean, hopefully their marketing team knows. I'm sure they do. They've done it for years, I would think.
So Santa Tom, our friend up in Vancouver, Washington, says that he likes my backdrop. Thank you, Tom. This backdrop is courtesy of Santa Scott Seriton, and I appreciate him for giving it to us. We were having problems with the window through the opening between rooms here in our living room, and it was just too much. With me being white and all the light behind me, everybody was thinking I was Jesus Christ or something.
Ooh.
Yeah, that aura
had that halo around you.
never be the case. My comments are coming in so fast I can't keep up with them, Randy.
Oh, okay. So now my season is opened up. I jumped. I had a Facebook user. I'm not sure who that is either. I apologize. I tried reading that. Oh, that's
Parker.
Scott Parker again. So now my
Parker,
season has opened up. I jumped all in. Red HHR. Oh, your Santa plates. Parker Santa Par by Parker.com. He's ready.
Kelly says we're already booked for this year, but we do have a few days open. Ray says the old man himself. All right, well, fantastic, guys. I think heck, we've already done our usual 30 minutes on these two topics, so it's time for us to move along. We're going to jump off into santascloset.org, and we'll be right back.
Hey everyone, Elf Angela Mack here for Bob, Randyl, and Company Live. The show about nothing. Bob, Randyl, and Company Live is brought to you by Santa's Closet. Santa's Closet has been delivering unique, value-packed Santa and Mrs. Claus accessories since 2004. Santa's Closet's main goal is to provide both a superior customer experience with tremendous value for their customers. Santa's Closet brings more than 400 separate products to the Claus community at a reasonable price. Santa's Closet is under new ownership. Let's welcome Santa Wade and Scarlett Kaufman of Tennessee, whom will continue the tradition of bringing you products of unparalleled quality and design. Don't forget to visit their sites at santascloset.org and support their efforts of bringing quality products to the community. This is Angela Mack reminding you to catch our show every Monday at 3 p.m. Central. Thanks for watching. Now let's get back to Bob, Randyl, and Company Live and today's Monday Santa's Closet Trivia.
All right, Randall, let's see how many we can stump today.
We only got a few blanks on this one, guys, so it's not too bad. Just a few blanks.
I've got it this
you read
time.
the sentence in, well, I don't mean blank in between the ears, Ben. I'm blanks in the thing. Sorry. Of course, who doesn't love Hallmark movies? Come on. I mean, that's like necessity to watch. You know, what is that called when you watch one right after another? What is that?
Session.
Yeah, that's just
Binge.
yeah. Obsession is right.
Binge.
Binge watch.
Yeah. So, but here's our question for the day. It's a Hallmark movie from Hallmark Trivia, and it is: can you name this film? Can you name this film, everybody? We need the name of the film. Holly returns home to Chester, Vermont, aka Centaville, to find her father's business almost in ruin, and enlist Peter to help her save it. What was the name of that? The date of that film, and the name and the date of that film. Just the name of the film. It's no big deal in the date. Holly returns home from Chester, Vermont, aka Centaville, to find her father's business almost in ruin and enlist Peter to help her save it. It's always, of course, you know, it ends out happily ever after, heartwarming at the end. But it is. It's. I mean, come on, you've got to watch Hallmark movies. You know, it just brings you into spirit. It makes you feel good. It's going to be great Christmas in July when they play them 24/7 again. You know, it just gets you kind of. So it's a good one, Bob. There isn't many. I thought there was a blank, but there's not any blanks. Maybe, like I said, there's a blank.
I think everybody was about blanked out, so I give them a break today. Yeah, and you know, this is a very popular movie that they play each year in July and during the Christmas period that they do, the 30 days of Christmas, whatever it is they do now.
Yeah, I think it's
all right. So we're
now, isn't it? Don't they start around Thanksgiving now? Before Thanksgiving, don't they start the first week in November?
I think they do.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's do remember all we need is the year was filmed, the year was aired, and then the air date.
And that's
okay. You guys will get it.
All
right, guys.
Charlie hasn't gotten it yet. He's got the fastest fingers out there. Charlie's got, you know.
Yeah, Charlie's been on a roll lately. Him and AJ. I don't know about those two guys. You know.
They got fast fingers, you know. I was. Oh, wrong one.
Yeah, that's me. You have to start over every time. Okay, so we're going to let them work on that. We're going to go ahead and do the exit video here, and we'll be back on the other side of that with the Elf and Chatterbox News. All right, Jeff. Thank you, sir, for dropping in with us today. God bless you, my brother, and we will see you soon. Jeff's going to have to leave us here. Okay, fantastic, guys. So this is just into the studio, Elf and Chatterbox News. We just want to remind everyone to be looking for the Sat Bob's classes coming up early 2024. We're steady working on that. I don't want everyone to think just because Gordon passed that Sat Bob's is done. It is not. I am the successor. Have a great group of instructors with me, master instructors at that. And we are working diligently to put together some new classes, new information, updating, and going to roll out a whole new deal there. At this point, the most exciting news for right now is Mr. Ben Bellhorn. He has something he has teased us for weeks on. Okay, so I hope you join in. I hope you get to watch this, and I'm going to let you have it, Ben, and we're going to put up on the screen what you sent us.
All right. So first of all, I want to say that Ohio Santas is not creating a school. When we started in 2001, our mission was to promote excellence in the community through education, mentoring, and shared experience, and encourage members to provide an extraordinary experience in each and every event and spread joy and happiness to children and everyone we see. And to that end, in 2022, we hosted Sat Bob's and Gordon Bailey. In 2023, we hosted Tim Conahan's International University of Santa Claus. And in 2024, we're going to have the Master Claus Academy. And we're not going to talk contracts. We're not going to talk beard care. We're not going to talk anything like that. It's going to be performance and all making it better. Things like creating the perfect home visit, positioning yourself in the market to be a performance-based Santa, creating routines and stories for your Santa persona. And to that end, we are bringing to Columbus, Ohio, Santa Mac, Jeff McMullen, and Lee Andrews right here for a 2-day workshop. And I have a little background on as we look at this. Jeff's background in the performing arts has been diversified as snowflakes of the North Pole, with over 40 years of international performing experience ranging from third world orphanages and royal palaces. Jeff's personal commitment to excellence touches a positive way the young and old alike. There's no stage too small or big for him. Jeff has a master's degree in theater speech and is a graduate of the Ring Brothers Clown College. He has also toured as a clown with The Greatest Show on Earth, portrayed a very popular fast food spokesperson, spent 5 years on the stand-up comedy circuit, and his list goes on. Now with over 6,000 shows worldwide, Jeff is one of the most sought-after entertainers and speakers in America today. Lee Andrews is now in his 28th year of performing, which is unbelievable. Lee educates and entertains at schools, libraries, festivals, fairs, birthday parties, churches, and corporate events nearly 300 times each year. When Lee created his clown character, Louie, at the age of 2, he had no idea that it would turn into his career. Lee has been blessed with the opportunity to travel the world, creating thousands of smiles for families of all ages. After 4,000 performances, Lee is one of the most sought-after entertainers in the Southeast. Lee has a genuine love and dedication for performing and people in general. Lee takes that same love and commitment and applies it to each event that he works on. This school is going to be a game changer, and it is going to elevate your performance. And whether that means making more money or doing more charitable events or making a more meaningful visit, this school will be the one you want to come to, this workshop.
You know, there's not much more you can say there, Ben. That was an excellent description of both gentlemen, what you've got laid out. I must reiterate, though, you are not going to find two better performers in the Santa community than Jeff and Lee. They are top notch. They've both been on the Tuesday Night Live show. Jeff has done presentations for us via Zoom at some of our Sat Bob's classes. I'm always blown away by Jeff's talent and Lee's talent. They both are two of the hardest working performers, educators, mentors, clowns, you name it. These guys are top notch. And golly, man, I'm jealous.
After Tim's school last year or this year, we were in the hotel room with some of my friends, and they said, "What are you going to do next year?" And I said, "Well," this is the first time I had said anything. I said, "What I'd like to do is get Lee Andrews and Jeff McMullen to come in." And they said, "That's not going to happen." I said, "Well, I'd like to try." And then a short time later, I was like, "I think it's going to happen." And it is. And we have a lot of details we still have to figure out. We're working on a venue. We've got a target price that we're looking for, and we're going to keep it affordable. But we also want to provide lunch both days. The host hotel will be one that has breakfast. And so it's when you come in and get here, it's going to, a lot of the cost is right there, and you won't have to worry about buying lunch and things like that. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah,
I think that's become the wave of the future, is trying to be all inclusive. And you mentioned you didn't think that was going to happen. Well, just so happens that Lee and Jeff are excellent friends, been friends for a long, long time, long before they got into the Santa business. And I guess your biggest hurdle there would be trying to get them both in on the same weekend because of their schedules. They are so busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they are performers, and that's going to be the coolest thing, because we are performers as Santa, regardless what we look like, Bob, all the time, whoever. To up our game as being a performer, that's going to make the children believe us more, going to make them, it just snowballs to be a better performer, and to learn from two experts and pros like that. Wow.
Yeah.
Count me in.
Yeah.
Count me in, man. There's no way. Come on, those guys are incredible. Incredible.
Fantastic job, Ben. That is so exciting. Hey, I'm excited, and you just announced it. I don't know if I can even sleep tonight after hearing that news.
That's so cool. That'll be an
You'll be coming to Ohio, right, Bob?
I'm sure I'm not going to be able to sleep because of the heat, because there's no way I'm going to get it fixed today. But anyway. All right, well, fantastic. Randy, let's go ahead and move along, and I'm going to let you take this next portion because this is your specialty here.
My specialty? No, I just like to yap. That's what it is. That's why you give it to me. I just like to talk. I can't say the word shut up, but I guess I would. But yeah, there's so many things going on coming up, and I guess the top one on here is coming up August 1st is the Red Suit Conclave up in Saginaw. It's our 5th annual Red Suit Conclave. And of course, I have to say it again, right about there. That's right. Ben knows right about, I'm sorry, right about there. I apologize. I'm looking in the van. Most people are going, what in the world are they talking about? I'll say it again. This is Michigan. It's a hand at the thumb, and the UP is up here, and Saginaw is about right here, because Detroit's down here. Canada's here. Oh, yeah, Canada's down here, guys. And yeah, Ben's way down there.
That if you look that up on the internet, a map of Michigan, sometimes they even show the hand. And I saw that the other day. I was looking for something, and there was actually a visual of a hand, and they had the state next to it showing that's what it looked like. But anyway.
But and it's called the Mitten State also. Basically, it looks like a mitten. But that is the first weekend in August. We're having a Red Suit Conclave. We have 11 presenters again going on that weekend. 6 on Saturday, 5 on Sunday. Spangle's going to be there. We're going to have everybody. We got to have tables. But this is the best part. Sorry, Bob. I got to say that favorite F word again. I've got to say that favorite F word again. It is.
Oh, gosh, I can't find my board. Here it is. You ready?
It is free. Da-da-da. Ooh, I was worried there for a minute if we were going to get the free out. But yeah, guys, you of course you have to pay for your hotel and your travel up, but the 2 days of education and fellowship is free. It is all, that's what we put on by MAPS, Michigan Association of Professional Santas. We put it on every year, or for the past 5 years. It's a great event. So join us there the first weekend. That's right. It's free. That favorite F word. Thanks to Michael Howe. That favorite F word. Yeah. We were there. Ben was there up here in Michigan, at Michael Howe's birthday party over the weekend. And there was what, about 40, 50 of us Santas and Mrs. Clauses there, and
It was
it was a
wonderful.
lot of fun. It was a great fellowship and a picnic. So see, things like that is just talking about the business and fellowship. So when you go to next year when you go, you're going to learn like crazy at Ben's thing in Ohio Santas, but you're also in the fellowship is just, it's priceless. I mean, that's priceless. So again, first week in August is the red suit. And you put on there free about 17 times on here is what Bob did on my thing here, and that's up in Saginaw, Michigan. And you'll of course, I've already done some posting, and I'll post every other week, and you'll hear about it and how to click to log in and everything else. But of course, and we've got Tuesday Night Live. Wait a minute, sorry guys, I got to do it then. We're talking about Tuesday Night Live. There we go. There we go. I just got this over the weekend at Frankenmuth. That's why I thought it was cool. I just picked it up in Frankenmuth over the weekend.
That's a nice hat. Cool hat.
So
It's not as nice as Nathan's hat.
Nathan's got a cool hat.
You didn't see Nathan's hat this
No,
weekend?
I didn't see it this weekend. I just know. I don't got a picture of him in his hat.
We'll get it for you.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. But Tuesday Night Live, guys, again, don't miss Tuesday nights. Again, talk about that favorite word, Bob. Tuesday night is free to watch, guys, on Tuesday night. It's free to watch on Tuesday night. I mean, you don't have to watch it Tuesday night. Watch it on YouTube the next morning. Watch it on YouTube the following night or Facebook. But all the education, all the fellowship, all the fun, all the laughter, all the heartwarming things, it's all free, guys. I mean, Bob and all the guests do it for the community. So, and it is free. But tomorrow night is, of course, the 20th. Yeah, the 20th. Is tomorrow night tomorrow the solstice, the summer solstice, or is it 21st? The summer solstice is the 20th and 21st. Do the days start getting shorter already? Tomorrow, the day after. Can you believe the days are already start getting shorter tomorrow, the day after already? The year is half over. And then, of course, next week is going to be Leon Day. Don't miss Leon Day next week.
21st.
21st, okay, is the solstice. So days will start getting shorter again. Oh, well. All right, so that is the 20th, but Carl White will be here tomorrow night. Again, Carl's only been doing Santa about 5 years or so, but man, he's got a lot of great stories and a done thing. Jolly blue eyes, loves to sing, and you will learn a lot. And like I said, like Ben, he's a new Santa, but we always learn something from new guys. Well, you have to. You do, Ben. You did a great job. So new Santas are fantastic, and even 5 years. I mean, you guys have been through a lot in 5 years. It's sometimes it's fire by storm, and of course all the schools. So, but that's the 20th, guys. Carl White. 27th is Bruce Kotowich. Again, I can never will ever say enough about Bruce. Him and his vocals, and being a professor at the University of Windsor or Ontario. I'm not sure which one. If it's Windsor, Ontario, but
Windsor.
I'm in Canada, which would be about right here. Yes, it's south of Michigan. Sorry, guys, I'm throwing you off here. Too much of that. Just Ben got a laugh out of that when we first showed him that a year or so ago. The Sat Bob's thing. I think we're the first time Ben saw that. I think because a bunch of us Michigan people were at the Sat Bob's thing down in Ohio. So what is that? But that is actually on the 27th. Is Bruce again? Carnegie Hall, just a voice. He will teach us how to make sure we don't ruin our voice. Get too out of place. And again, he's a Charles W. Howard instructor. It's good. It's good. Designer beards, but phenomenal guy, Bruce. And you got to ask him about his puppies. He's got the cutest little puppies imaginable. Then the 4th. Can you believe this, guys? This is such a great coincidence. July 4th. Of course, we all know what July 4th is. I wasn't waiting for anything to come back because I can't hear you guys that are out there. But it is the 4th of July, of course. And of course, on Tuesday Night Live, it is the 100th episode of Tuesday Night Live. Come on, that's such a great coincidence. So Bob's put together, I shouldn't say we, Bob and Scott and everybody and Spangles put together a great Tuesday Night Live of things for the 4th of July special one. So join us that one. It's going to be patriotic and wonderful, but 100th show. That's a lot, man. And again, all the shows have been free. You're doing something, Bob. Don't worry about it. Sorry. There we go. And then on the 11th, July 11th, is Jackie Chamberlain, Simply Mrs. Santa. And I love the way it says Simply Mrs. Santa, but there's no such thing. It's just a Simply Mrs. Santa. There's no such thing, but that is the moniker and the company. But she's a professional entertainer, of course, too, and of course, professional Mrs. Claus. And there's so many things you're going to learn from Jackie. Man, and there's so many things now that Mrs. Claus can do on her own that I think people are going to be blown away and think, wow, I never thought about I can do that on my own. And I'll just make a comment again. I don't know if Kimmy's still on or not. She's been doing marketplaces and packets for like she did one last weekend as Mrs. Claus. There's stuff to do all the time. And of course, during the holidays, there is even bigger. So Jackie's done so many things too. So you'll be blown away. And then, of course, it's Branson for 2. That's right, 2 weeks in Branson. Oh, I can't believe it's going to be 2 weeks there in Branson. July, I got to get the dates right again. Isn't it terrible? No. I see the 18th, actually the 13th through the 16th, and then the 18th through the 21st is 2 weeks in Branson. Of course, that's where entertainment and knowledge meet, education meet. That's what Ben wants put together. Same with Spangles, done it the whole time too. Lunch, everything's included. You do your package. You pay for your entrance fee. You get your food. You get your entertainment. You pay for your, of course, hotel separate. But man, you get everything besides entertainment, knowledge, fellowship for 2 weeks. And of course, guest host Ed Taylor's going to be here for 2 weeks. And we all know that Ed doesn't really travel outside his little couple states on the West Coast there, so it's going to be a unique experience to have him fly across to come to Branson to tell what he's done. He's done quite a bit, so it's going to be interesting those 2 weeks. And of course, Tuesday Night Live's going to be there, going to do live events, going to do the show both weeks. Scott and Bob and Angela and everybody, we're all going to be there. Not 2 weeks. I'm not only there 1 week. Sorry, I got a performance.
And Randy too.
Yeah, just 1 week there for me. Sorry, Bob. I wish you'd be there too, but I'm already booked for the other week. But yeah, we'll all be there doing special, live events. So it'll be a ride. So you guys get to see it. If you can't make it to Branson, you're gonna see it through us. So, but don't miss. See, like I said earlier, I just ramble. I just talk too much. Then of course the 25th will be, because Bob and them for 2 weeks are going to be exhausted. So not gonna be able to put together a full show. It's going to be the wrap-up show, and there's going to be so much to talk about on that Tuesday Night Live. That one, just because, 2 weeks of schools. There's going to be you guys can log in to see. You can go to Stuff for Santas and all that, and School of Santa to see who's all the instructors. So, but wow. So there'll be plenty to talk about on that Tuesday night. Of course, then we have a bunch of guests after that, but nonstop till October. Can you believe that we're only thinking about October in a couple months? Already thinking about that, doing the Halloween special and everything coming up. But there'll be plenty more guests between now and then. Guys, I'm just so thankful for everybody watching us here on Mondays. Again, thank you. Don't miss Mondays and don't miss Tuesdays. Just the knowledge just blows me away. This business is nothing like I said. I've been in clowning, magic, ventriloquism for many years of my life, and the Santa community is just incredible. It really is. Don't miss what people want to share with you. It's heartwarming. So that's it.
Just to throw a couple more names in the hat real quick. August 1st, Sean Marshall White will be joining us on Tuesday Night Live. And August 22nd, we got Scott Parker, who threw his name in the hat early in the year, but wanted to come on late in the season for various reasons. But again, just 2 more names to add to that list that we have not mentioned yet.
Yeah, Sean is an incredible Mrs. Claus. She's done like we talked earlier about talked about marketing and everything. She does TikTok. She does Instagram. She just is right on the money and all that stuff. So you're really gonna learn a lot from Sean that day. In fact, she's gonna be at Red Suit also. She's doing a class. So if you can get up to Red Suit, you'll see Sean live there too. So, but don't miss her here on Tuesday Night Live.
I tuned into the replay of Santa's Magical Fellowship Group Thursday night gathering to have, and
Yeah.
Sean was house sitting in Florida. See the palm trees in the background, her hair
She's house
flowing.
sitting in
Oh
Florida.
man, it was cool. Really cool.
Yeah, she had a little her electric car blew up or something like that. It had a problem. Yeah, it's crazy. She had a rental car that was an electric car. The battery just so yike caramba. She's all right.
Modern,
So it
modern
wasn't like she was
technology.
in it or
What can I
anything.
say? Modern
Yeah,
technology.
gotta
All
love
right, so
technology.
fantastic. Thank you, Randy, for recapping all that for us. I'm so excited about Ben's news. I couldn't wait. What a great lineup you got there, Ben. You know, there's going to be some great, and I said this earlier, and I really do believe this 2024 will probably be our greatest and best year for education. Just from what I already know is coming up on our Set Bob side that I haven't been able to announce yet, but we will soon. And Ben's announcement and just all the different opportunities that's going to be in front of us come 2024. I'm really excited about that moving on to the next year.
The tools are out
Okay.
there to be the best Santa you can be, or performer you can be.
There's no reason not to be the best Santa you can be. There's just no.
Absolutely. You guys hit it square on the head. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into our trivia answer. At this point, we did have a winner, Angie.
No.
No winner. Okay, so that's what
Well, yes and no.
it was the date that we were missing out on.
Well, Charlie got.
Well, yeah, Charlie, but Charlie wasn't eligible because he won last
Charlie's in
week.
timeout.
So go back and look at Charlie's
timeout.
answers.
Ben,
Work smarter, not harder.
that's right. There
No.
you go.
Well, if anyone wants to go up there and pick up Charlie's answer, he had it right, and first one to get it put in there will win. So I think quite a few actually got the name of the movie correct. It was the air date that was off a little bit. So I'll tell you what, we'll let them work on that a little bit, Randy, because you know what? I got this feeling coming over me. It's a magical moment. Well, wait a minute. She said we got a winner.
Oh,
That winner was
Make sure to tell. No, he's not eligible either.
my goodness, our second winner's not eligible either. That must have been Ted.
Yes.
Ted, somebody get Ted's answer, and you got it. Come on, guys, get you something goody
Oh.
from.
Daniel.
Wait,
Did Daniel get it right there, Angela?
Let's check and see if he's
if he's eligible, he's got it.
Yes, he's got it.
All right, Daniel's
All
going
right,
to be our
Dan,
winner
all right,
then.
Dan, good man.
Charlie by
Daniel is-
default, Ted by default. Daniel wins.
Daniel drove his three-wheeler trike up to a Michael Howe's party the other. Hey, there he is.
Hello.
How you
It's
doing, bud?
Mabel.
How are you?
Good.
Good to see you. Long time no see. Saturday.
Now get out of
Saturday,
my
yeah.
screen. Go, go.
All right, so the question was Holly returns home to Chester, Vermont, aka Sanibel, to find her father's business almost in ruins and enlists Peter to help save it. Moonlight and Mistletoe, great movie. If you haven't seen it, go over and check it out. November 29th, 2008 was the original air date, and that's one they show multiple times each year. So, as Randy mentioned, Hallmark has some excellent films, and you just can't go wrong going over. If you got the bug for Christmas, that's a good place to go.
Let's answer Diane's question. Her question is, what makes you eligible? Anybody's eligible. The only people that are not are somebody that has won on a Monday night, a Monday afternoon in the past 30 days. So
That's correct.
Or
we
in
only want
timeout.
you to win. You're only eligible to win every 30 days. So everybody else is eligible. Just you kind of go in timeout for 30 days, and then you can do it again. So you can win
Santa,
actually 12 months out of the year, but you've got to wait 30 days for the next time to get.
SantasCloset.org, Wade and Scarlett is our featured supplier of all of our trivia giveaway gifts on Monday. So Monday is independent of Tuesday because we have different giveaways on Tuesday. So yes, Randy hit it right on the head again. 30-day timeout if you've won. Angela keeps a running list of when you won and when you're eligible. She can always go over and look real quick to let everyone know. But 30 days, That is the Scott Parker rule. And that goes back to our first season when Scott won like 10 out of 12 uh, trivia to start the shows off. And we had to come up with a rule to kind of let someone else have a chance. Now, Parker got mad at us, took his ball, and went home. He won't even play anymore. Just kidding, Parker. You know it. Anyway, so then on Tuesday, the same thing. Our Tuesday School of Santas, you win a chance for your name to go in a hat for a drawing for a scholarship, which we had last week. Announced on the Tuesday Night Live show. We start a new scholarship kitty, you might say, tomorrow night, and that will run all the way through the rest of this season, through our 40th show, and then into next season, all the way up to where we were last week, just before Branson, and we'll draw again. So there'll be more names in the hat last year because next year, because this year we just had the beginning of this season because we changed sponsorships at the first of the season. There were School of Santas. And then Stuff for Santa, you actually get a trivia prize there on that one. So more confusing, I guess.
And Ted, I don't think Angela can be bribed, Ted. So just to let you know, Ted asked, can Angela be bribed to win?
Did you answer that, Angie?
For Charlie?
No,
Yes.
Angela. Ted wants to know if you can be bribed, Angela.
No.
Sorry, Ted.
We gotta be fair.
Gotta be fair. That's true. Hey, at 30 days, it's not that bad. It's only four shows. But it gives everyone a chance to, get a little prize.
Why we do it, yeah.
Yeah, that's why we do it. Exactly. It adds fun, adds a little, flair to the show, and you get something to boot. Can't beat it. All right, magical moment. You ready?
Hi, everybody. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Magical Moments. Thank you again for allowing me to be able to do this. Yes, I changed my hat again. I don't know if anybody noticed the last week. I changed it 4 times. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I changed. But thanks, Bob. But can you believe 188 days till Christmas? That's it. It's all our season's over. 188 days. So what we've been doing, past few weeks, we've kind of put a challenge out for people, you guys, to come up with your special magic idea. It doesn't be a magical idea. It doesn't be a trick. Just a little script or an idea to get your mind working, because like I said, that is the most magical thing we have, is our mind, our imagination and our dreams. Just want to give you guys maybe get some juices flowing, because a lot of children don't even know what this is. Just think of the backstory that you can go to eBay or whatever. I think it's whatever. I hate to say the word sexlet or whatever it's called, but it's a compass. And actually, no, this is the sexlet, isn't it? I don't remember. But just buy something that looks very, very old and come up with a wonderful story about how you can navigate, the stars with these. I mean, it's limitless what you can think about by 2 props that are probably $15 a piece. They're not real brass, they're fake brass, but they look cool, and children just never, ever seen them before because they're just used to the GPS on the phone or whatever. But the story you can make up, the backstory you can make up on these things. We were talking earlier about backstory about Mrs. Claus and all that, just things like these to make up. But I kind of posed a thing that if you guys could come up with a thing, send it to me. Send it to the Randyl Lee, Randy Santa Checker Lee, at Facebook, in your little video. I've got a couple of them in, and then we're going to have you guys on the show. But so come up with any kind of a story, little things like this, or when you see something, take your mind and think outside the box. I saw this, and it says Florida on the thing, but I was in Florida. So wow, what a cool big mug. Now, of course, they're fake marshmallows. They're real marshmallows, just covered. But now I can take this and look like, oh, it looks so natural. Then take it a step further. Like you're going to see in any kind of acting class, will take a little sip. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's hot. And you can do the whole story about, oh, Judy makes the best hot cocoa, a little bit of cinnamon and everything. But just take your imagination. Like I said, that is the most magical thing we have. We don't need props. Of course, that's a prop, but it's a natural prop. It's not a piece of magic. It's a natural prop. Or this is something that I'll say I learned this stuff from Carlucci years ago, but I found this coolest rope. He does the the reindeer thing. We'll find a magical. It can't be more Christmas than this. And when you're doing a home visit, turn this into, have somebody at the front, get that Rudolph nose on, put this around, and you sing Rudolph to it. There's so many things you can think about so easily when you look at an item. Take a few minutes, take another Santa buddy, and try to come up with, banter back and forth, what you can come up with for just a piece of rope, and a sponge ball. It is like this. I was at I don't remember, some flea market, and this was a can of soup, and it's got a little. Well, it didn't look like a Santa prop, so I made it look like. Of course, nobody knows what this is. And the children know how to play good music, but you can make a story out of it, and that's what I'm kind of asking everybody to try to do at this challenge, is to come up with something. Doesn't matter what it is, and use your Santa knowledge. Think out of that box. Take your child at heart thought and make it magical of a prop that you have. We can all do a magic trick. We all know what the coloring book is. We all know what that is. And actually, to be honest with you, I think this is something you should have anyway, because of course children love to color. Of course, you love the color. Of course, we have beautiful pictures. Of course, we have it's kind of bright there, but we have all kinds of pictures. Of course, there's boys and girls in the thing. But I need you all to help me very, very quickly now. Can you boys and girls tell me your favorite color? Let me hear. Very good, very good. Now do me a favor. Take all your clothes have wonderful colors. Can you take a little peek and just throw them? Since we're too far away, just throw the colors. Just like that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, and a color, of course. There's so many things that you can come up with to make the coloring book. Oh, that's not good. I can't do it again now. Can you do this? Go a little racy race. Oh, beautiful. You guys are just spectacular. You guys are good. And of course, and it's just of course, magic tricks you can buy at a store, and you can always have that in your book, in your little bag you bring, and you can build a full story out of that. Now, of course, Spangle's got a colon. It's because it was the night before Christmas. It does this, which is fantastic. But these small ones I like to have in there. But take the most magical thing you have, your mind, and think of a little bit further how you can take that and you can have children pick little colors off their ornaments on their tree. Get them interacting with you, and that just builds that maybe a 2-minute routine into a 5-minute routine that's entertaining for everybody. So take that time and think about it. Like, use the most powerful thing we have. That's our brain and our imagination for this opportunity we have to make people smile and happy. Because that is our responsibility, is to make them smile and happy and believe just a little. Oh, wait a minute. I said believe. Hold on. I got to change again. Believe just a little longer. Wow, my hair's getting wild. But just take a few minutes so they believe just a little bit longer. And that's our responsibility, to bring the smiles and the joy and that heartwarming thing. And if we can do that just by something that's silly and something that's magical. In fact, I'm going to try something magical when they put me back on a screen. I'm going to try something. Now, Scott did an incredible job last week. Thank you, Scott, again for me. Last week, guys, I mean, he made Bob disappear. He made Bob disappear. Now, he's a lot closer. He's down south. I'm in Michigan.
Whoops. Sorry, Randall.
Oh, that's okay. No problem. No problem. All right. Ben, I need your help here. I need you to wiggle your fingers, Ben. Say the magic words, wee-oo.
Wee-oo.
Woodgy. Just like this. And we're going to make Bob disappear. Bob disappear. Okay, guys. Okay, Okay, the magic
still
doesn't
there.
always work. Doesn't always. So I'm gonna have to get with Scott, see how he did it last week. Because I mean, I've been doing magic a long time, guys, but I'm really not too sure how they did it last week. I'm sure it wasn't camera trickery. I'm sure it wasn't. It was live. It wasn't Memorex. So but just have fun with it, like we did there. Just have fun with it. Just when we have fun as Santa, everybody else out there knows we have fun. And if you're apprehensive or don't know your backstory or don't feel good about it, our clients, the children, the parents will they can sense that. But if you know you're having a good time and just being a part of it, man, that helps that helps the eyes, that helps everything. So just be part. But don't forget, send me those things. You're going to be a guest like Ben is on. You'll be on Monday to show what you did. We'd love to show your clip and have you be a part of it and how you thought of your, it could be a 2 minute, minute and a half is all you really need. Just a little thing is all you need. But please send it. I know Nathan, I know you said you're going to send me one on Saturday. So you still got time. So we're kind of extended because I wasn't here last week. So again, thank you guys so much for allowing me to do this. You guys are just the coolest people in the world for letting me be a part of this community. I can't be any happier. Thank you guys.
Now, Ben, there's two things. There are two things I took away from that. Number one, Randy's losing his magical touch. Number two, I have the darndest time trying to say Randall, Santa, Checker, Lee
I
sometimes.
can't say it either.
He messed it up this time in the beginning. I'm glad it's not only me.
Oh, no, it's not only you.
All right, guys, that was fantastic, Randy. As always, man, you are just always so full of great ideas, great props nearby to grab a hold of to show us all what is possible in the realm of your mind. Okay, so at this point, let's go ahead and let's do Santa's flight checklist. At this point, we'll be right back in just a second. All right, Santa's flight checklist, doing your homework up front and making sure you're all well prepared. Today's Santa flight checklist, let's talk about our business model. This may be something that many of you have not even considered, or some of you may do, some of you may not. But when you first decide to enter the business of being Santa, did you think about it in a business term? Did you put together a business model? Well, it's not too late if you haven't. Maybe this will give you something to think about. A business model is a well-crafted plan on your investment into a business. Most business models, you would consider how much you have to invest, how much you will put back into your business annually, and how long you estimate it will take you to pay back your investment to either yourself, if it's self-financed, or to a lender, be it a corporate partner or banking lending institute. My business models that I have set up in my past business that I have done, all my business endeavors, realistically, you should look at 5 to 7 years. That's what most analysts will tell you, 5 to 7 years. I have personally always strived for 3 to 5, and there's a way to do that and even do it better than that. Now, if you're looking at our red suit industry on the big end with the cost of doing business, realistically, you should be able to come in under that 3 to 5. In other words, you could spend wisely and work harder and get a return on your money and within 2 to 3 years or better. So many of us tend to overextend our expenses, buying all the best suits and bling that goes along with them. And then we kind of fall short on our plan that we put together. So always spend wisely the first few years. Then once you're established and you've paid your initial investment back and you're setting back at even keel, then go out and upgrade your business. Always put back into your business, but do it wisely. And that is today's Santa's flight checklist.
Yeah. I mean, I think I don't know how many Santas, like you said, Bob, really started out thinking it's going to be a business.
Yeah.
You think Santa is Santa. We're just going to have fun or I'm going to do a lot of charity things or home visits. So you don't think it's a business, but it is a business. Like a lot of Santas at first don't think we're performers, but we are performers. But a business is the big part, and to put a plan together where you want to be, and if you same thing like you said about if you want to be the same place in 3 years, if that's all you want to do, that's wonderful. You want to be a
Yeah.
mall Santa, there's nothing. If you want to be home visits, there's nothing wrong with that, and that's what you want to do. God love you for loving the business and taking care of the children. But it's good to know. Or like you said, not extending on the suits and everything else.
I think many of us go into this industry not realizing the cost factor.
No,
We look at it with kid eyes, and we know what we want to do, and many have an idea of how they want to get started. Others are going to it blindsided. But I think the biggest majority of us bought an inexpensive suit, something that was affordable because we didn't have a lot of money to put into it. But the key to a business model is it allows you to put back for your business, put back 10%, 20%, whatever suits you, put back to reinvest into your business at the same time while paying your initial investment back. That way you're not constantly going in the hole. There's some guys that's got the money that can go out there and buy a brand new Adele suit or a Heidi suit or, a Bill Dindy suit on the high end and think nothing of it. And then there's others that have to start off with an $80 Walmart, suit, Amazon suit, whatever. I mean, it just depends on what little level of money you have to invest in the beginning. But as long as you lay out a well laid plan and stick to that, in 2 to 3 years, you can start building your business and just blossom. So that
it,
was my
it,
point.
it get definitely like you said, it gives you more focus about what your future is going to be. And yeah,
Mhm.
because some of us
And,
didn't
you
even
can
think we're
limit
going to be Santa right away. You're just filling in. It's there's somebody needs a Santa. Can you help out? So you didn't think about it until you get hooked, which we all did. You can tell we all got hooked. So then to build
and
that
many of
brand.
us start with a limited, number of gigs those first year or two. You're trying to build your business. So while trying to build your business, you don't have as much to spend. But once you get your schedule full, then your kitty grows and you're able to put more back into your business and upgrade. And, you know, along all those lines, exactly what Ben is doing with performance, you know, uh, taking those classes, learn about business, Santa and the business of being Santa. Take those performance classes like Ben is putting together. Santa True, his performance class. I mean, there's so many opportunities. Maps, what Maps does. There's so many opportunities out there, and if you put back for your business as the future goes, then you'll be able to do more and more and more things. You'll be able to afford to go to more than one school or one get together a year, and that's where all the learning opportunities come from.
Yeah, that's exactly what Bob's saying. Then you divide out. You know how much goes to here. I have so much money a year to go to this school or that school. We can't go to every school. There financially you can't, nor probably physically time wise. So you divide which one is good for you this year, then the next one next year. Like Bob said, do your business plan so you can put that little bit away. Or if you know you're going to need a new suit in a year, I mean, it's a great thing. Bob is a great what Bob's suggesting and thinking is a great thing because it could go so fast. The money can go so fast, and like you said, you're just eating into it, and and we all
And there's some folks that's worked in the corporate world that really understand business more than, say, a small business owner as myself. Uh, Started off working management, general management, then went into ownership of my own. And those are all lessons that you learn as you go. And if I can share just a small tidbit of, piece of information that might get you thinking, that was the whole thing behind it. Ernie says it's tough because there are so many great things out there. There is, Ernie, and it is hard. And if you're like me, you want everything right now. That's my biggest problem is I'm impatient when it comes to wanting something. And I think we all find ourselves wanting the best, wanting to be the best, and it's a process. So just budget yourself and work through your process, but keep a good business plan, and you'll get there in short time.
yeah, like Ernie says, there's those two things. It's schools and suits. Those, I mean, they cost. I mean, they're so you've got to make a decision what schools you're going to go to because we all want to be better, and what we definitely want to, we don't want to, like I said, an $80 Walmart or whatever anymore. We want something nicer. So, but it just they add up so quickly, and you can't do. There's so many great schools and so many great suits. What do you pick first? But
Yeah,
you've got to make
exactly.
that
Ben?
plan, and
Make a list. What do you need?
yeah,
And what do you want? And then figure out how to make those fit together.
Yeah,
then
absolutely.
out of your bottom line dollar you're going to make. And sometimes they don't match up. Sometimes they don't match up because there's some of us. Because it is a business for me. That money still has to go to, paying the heat for the place and everything else. It's part of, so you still have to take a percentage out for that. So
Yeah, again, the schools cost so much, but then you've got to travel there. You've got to have housing while you're there. You've got to have meals while you're there. For me, when I do a budget, I don't look at meals because you're going to eat 2 to 3 square meals a day, no matter where you're at. If you're at home, if you're on the road, a certain amount of money is going to go into your budget for food. It's the extras that you have to look out for. And it's the unknowns. That's why it's always good to put back an extra 20% for the unknowns because you never know when your air conditioner is going to go out.
I think he's telling us he's bumming. Yeah, you never know. Especially, it's only going to go out when it's 100 degrees out. It's not going to happen in the middle of winter. We know that.
So I'll throw that in there.
I'm so
All right,
sorry.
Ben. Man, it's great having you with us today. I'm really excited about what you put together. Those of you who have been following Ben for the last couple of years, he's out there always thinking, always working, putting together great opportunities, traveling between maps in Ohio, doing things, and again, Ben, you have really jumped up that ladder quick, and it's a testament to your will and fortitude. And great job, my friend.
Well, thank you for letting me come on.
And his good heart. That guy's
And
got
it's
a
good
great
heart.
heart.
Can't
Guys.
forget that heart. That's right. Absolutely.
Incredible.
You got any final thoughts on today's show, Ben?
Well, one of the posts, it's a Facebook user. They said, that's why we love TNL. Constant training on the cheap. Thank you for all you do. If you can't go to a school, free, TNL, Magical Fellowship Group, there are plenty of places out there, local groups. Find a couple other Santas in your area and meet for pizza. Share stories. There's ways to get the education. You don't need to go to a school. Come to my school, but you don't need to. Share.
Yeah, there are plenty of opportunities. Like I said, Tuesday Night Live, Monday. Here Bob Randall's, or the fellowship groups. That Thursday nights with Mel's group. There's free education online all the time, or a fellow Santa, a fellow Mrs. Claus. Knowledge, just network and chit chat. That's all free.
Yeah.
And that's
Network and fellowship for sure. And there's so many chapters out there like the Ohio Santas, the Texas State Santas, maps that get together on a regular basis, goes out to eat, and those are where you really get a lot of takeaway. When you just sit down and break bread with someone across the table, you got people within your small group at a table, and all the things that you can share and add and enhance each other with is priceless.
is free. That favorite F word, guys. Yes, it's my favorite F word. Sorry.
Hey,
Or somebody
you know
said
what?
last week, PH word.
I took Randy's idea on a prop. This is a paint stick, right? And a piece of paper.
Oh,
Fantastic. All right, Randall. Fantastic job as always, my friend. And Ben, thank you again for joining us and company today. Absolutely loved having you on the show. We'll have to have you back again soon sometime. And so stick with us. We'll chat some more in the green room. But we're going to go ahead and sign up for today. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Don't forget the Bob Randall Company Live Preview Show on YouTube. Also, go over and check out FancyLees.com. FancyLees.com. We got new merchandise. I believe she's fixing, if she hasn't, already put some T-shirts up on there. We got T-shirts coming. Again, Tuesday Night Live on YouTube, Facebook. Hey, we're everywhere. We're trying to branch out, give everybody an opportunity. There's that swag. Thank you, Angela. All right, guys. Good to see you here on Monday, and we'll hopefully see you. What's that? Did you say something, Angie?
Wasn't me.
Oh, okay. All right. Thought I heard
Hearing
something. I'm
voices in
hearing
your head
things
again.
now. The heat's getting to me for sure.
He's getting to you. Go check that.
See everyone tomorrow night if you can, and we'll see you back here on Monday. Thanks, guys.
Stay safe, guys. Thank you so much. Bye.